Welcome back to Movies Are So Back, the YouTube movie review channel where I, Ethan Simmie, ask the question, are movies so back? Not more than an hour ago did I get done watching the brand new Amazon Prime streaming service original film, You're Cordially Invited, starring Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. Now, I initially did not even intend to watch this movie, let alone make a review of this film, but I needed to pump up my 2025 release numbers, as Matthew McConaughey would so eloquently put it.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
I was feeling a little ashamed that I had only seen a handful of movies from this year, so I thought, you know what better way to do it than a streaming movie that I can watch in my home, in the comforts of my home, and enjoy it for what it's worth. I didn't think anything of this movie. I didn't know anything going into this movie. I thought straight to Amazon Prime, no problem. It's going to be slop. It's February. Can't expect too much. That's where a problem arises, because I liked this movie. And I'm having a large, just pretty gargantuan identity crisis right now, because nobody's really enjoying this movie, and then I enjoyed this movie. So I need to work through this. This is a little bit of a therapy session, as well as a review of this film, because I'm worried that I liked it. I'm also very joyous and happy that I enjoyed it as much as I did. And you know what? Honestly, I think it's just the dad in me. I have a young daughter, so any movie that deals with dads and daughters, I just kind of automatically find a special place in my heart, whether it's good, great, or poor. So maybe that's where we fall in this. Let's talk about this movie just a little bit, the things that I liked, things I didn't like, and if you should watch it. Now, like I said, this movie stars Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon, two pretty famous movie stars, which is interesting considering this movie did go straight to Amazon Prime in the beginning of February. That's a thing, and that's a whole different conversation about the state of cinema in Hollywood and all of the things. Now, this movie, a pretty standard, conventional rom-com movie, really nothing special whatsoever. I feel like 15 years ago would have opened to $25 million at the box office, and that makes me sad, because I wish we lived in that kind of a world still, although we do not, which, is where it is, and that's okay, because I did get to enjoy this movie in the comforts of my own home, and maybe that helped me like it a little bit more. Like, maybe I'm pro a movie like this being on streaming. The narrative is nothing special whatsoever. Will Ferrell's daughter is getting married. Reese Witherspoon's sister is getting married. They happen to book the same destination wedding island thing for the same weekend. The place double books their weekend, and lo and behold, two drastically different families come into play, and shenanigans occur. They they're nice to each other, and then they're mean to each other, and then they're nice again to each other, and as they try to navigate how to share the island, how to traverse, of course, family tensions that arise, potentially new love interests that find their way into people's hearts, all of the standard rom-com things that you would expect out of a movie like this. But the thing is that Will Ferrell still got it.
Gator don't play no shit.
That's the thing. And Reese Witherspoon is both an incredibly talented actor and really gorgeous. And that is like, that's movie stars. That's movies. And I don't know, I just kind of bought right into it. I just kind of had a really good time. I think the cast is like pretty good in this movie for the movie that it is. I think the secret is like going into this movie not expecting a whole lot. And I think that paid off for me. I think my expectations were really low, and I had a really good time. If you go into this movie expecting a lot of great things, you might be disappointed. There's a lot of actor cameos in here that I thought worked quite well. I think a lot of the side characters work and deliver some really good one-liners. And I just had a delightful time with this film. I won't spoil anything about this movie, although it really isn't spoilerable at all. It's just exactly what you expect and what you think it is going to be. And knowing the premise of the film now, you could probably guess where this movie is headed. I have a couple pros about that and a couple cons about that. The pros is you know exactly what you're getting, so it's easy to buy into. Another pro is that it is really just kind of like a bit factory, and that really worked for me. The movie as a whole is pretty disjointed. I would say like it's like pretty chopped up, but I didn't feel that as much as some other people may have felt that. I think that it was a little bit more seamless, but it is definitely like bit after bit after bit, and they all work, which is the thing. So like it does make it genuinely kind of overarchingly successful. The cons of this is Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon, there's just like no chemistry there. It doesn't exist. And so if you can accept that, if you can move forward with that idea of like the two main leads of this movie don't have chemistry, then you're going to be fine, which is kind of a really big issue when you talk about a movie like this for a rom-com. But hey, you know, that is what it is, and it worked okay for me, so it might work okay for you. There's a CGI alligator in this movie. I was not a fan of that. Thought that was a poor decision. That was like one of the only bits that didn't really work for me in this movie. And then I mentioned at the top of this video, like the daddy-daughter thing. I have a young daughter. This movie is about a daughter being wed and leaving her father's side. And I feel that, and I will be there one day. And so I think like on an emotional level, the movie worked much better for me than for others, and than it was really designed to do, just because I have a soft spot for that. And I kind of just ate that up, and I really, really enjoyed that. So yeah, you're cordially invited. Pretty good movie. I don't know. I had a good time with it. My other one big call out of this film, and I will end the review with this: You're Cordially Invited. Terrible name. Terrible name for this movie. Think of something better. I don't have anything better, but think of something better. It's a bad title. It just doesn't, it's not easy to say. It's not quick. Nobody's talking about this movie, probably because the title is so bad. So next time, let's do a little groupthink on the title. You're Cordially Invited. I veto that, and we'll come up with something better next time. Overall, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I expected to, a lot more than I should have, and my identity crisis still remained strong. I don't know what this says about me. I think that I just needed a funny movie in my life. Maybe that's where I'm at right now mentally, and this was the movie, and it just kind of worked for me. And you know what? Every so often a movie like that comes along where it's like, hey, I know this movie is not as good as I think it is, but it worked on me right here, right now, and it is better than I think that it is. And you know what? I'm happy to be in that state. Better this than, you know, wasting an hour and 50 minutes of my time watching something that I thought was like truly bad. So, you know, at least we're on the positive side of things here. Have you seen You're Cordially Invited? If so, what did you think? Drop a comment below and let me know what you thought of this movie, and let me know just how you think that I'm doing mentally. I just need support words. I need kind words. I need words of affirmation, really, just to confirm that I'm okay, and it's okay to enjoy movies that seemingly other people are just like not really enjoying kind of whatsoever. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss when I drop a movie review. You can also find all of my musings about movies on Letterboxd as well. And I'll see you in the next video.